to Just Desserts. My name is Renee Smith, and my guest today is Jerry Butler. Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
It's fun to work with you.
Why, thank you.
Well, today we are going to be talking again about fractions because this is one of those concepts that a lot of students struggle with. And so the more we can do at home to help them out with that, I think the better off they are.
I think so.
Well, we have actually a little game board again, and this game is called On or About. And so actually I've got two pieces of paper here because there's a way to extend this game a little bit further too. And basically I have a section of the number line drawn between 0 and 1, okay? And I've drawn it down here to show you what I'm talking about. But I've put a box, and under the box it says about 0. We're reading backwards.
Yeah.
About 0, there we go. And then in this box it's about 1/2, and the last box is about 1.
Over here.
Right over here.
Okay.
And then the number line, the 1 is actually there, and the 0 is down
on
here.
that end.
Okay? So we're going to use this, and we're going to use these double 6 dominoes. And we, again, have taken out the zeros, the blank dominoes.
You had me pull out all the blanks.
Because you can't have a fraction that has
that
a
just
0.
doesn't work with fractions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, again, like in a previous episode when we turned these over and made these into fractions, we're still going to be working with the proper fractions where the numerator or the top number in the fraction is smaller than the bottom. So it's going to be less than the number 1 because 5/6 isn't quite 1. But if I were going to place this on the mat, and I'm going to put the mat out here, but we can still kind of read it upside down. If I were placing 5/6, would I place it closer to 0? Or about halfway, or would it be pretty close to a whole pizza if I had 5 out of 6 pieces of pizza?
Just about a whole one right
Just
there.
about a whole one. So on my mat, I would place this right here. And so then it would be your turn to turn one over.
So I just grab a bone and I say, that's 2/4. So that is exactly 1/2.
It is exactly 1/2. So you'd put it right there in the middle. Good job. And that's what we keep continuing to do. Now I have 2/2, and we know that 2 goes into 2 one whole time. So this is like having 2 out of 2 pieces. This is like having exactly 1. So I
scoot that guy over. Or?
Yeah, well, or I can just put
Stack
it in
him
the
up,
I
or-
can just put him in the same box.
Okay.
That it's close to. Actually, it is 1. I could
Right.
even go
Yeah,
outside
right
the box
on the
on
line.
1.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So your turn.
Okay. Well, I can do this.
Ooh.
Ooh, I got a 1 too.
You did 1/1, so you can go right on the 1 as
Then
well.
I would probably stack that right on top.
Absolutely,
Okay.
because and that's a good thing for kids to know too, because there's not more than one on the number line, so they
they're
would have to stack.
equal,
They
they're
would be equal.
equivalent.
Absolutely.
Okay. I got you.
And then I got 1/5.
Ooh, that's pretty small.
That's pretty small. If I only have 1 out of 5 pieces of gum out of the pack, or 1 out of 5 pieces of cake, I don't have very much. So I've only got about 0.
Down towards
It's not
that
clear
end.
at 0, but it's pretty close. It's
got
closer
you.
there than it would be here or here.
Right.
And so that's what we're doing is helping kids estimate about where those numbers, those fractions would fall.
That they don't actually work out the value, but they estimate in their heads. It's that's smaller. So it sort of gets them down the road, right?
Right. It starts to help them understand fractions a little bit better.
Yeah, that's
and
very
where
good.
they fall on the number
So
line.
maybe for a little younger kid that you're just sort of starting the whole idea of fractions,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
This would be a great activity. Now, if kids have been doing this for a while, we can actually extend it. I'm going to take those. Well, actually, why am I taking those off? Because they're going to stay right. Well, no, they aren't. I was right. I was right the first time.
Well, sure you will.
Okay, we're going to take that and we're going to extend this number line.
Ooh, boy.
And we see the number 1. And I didn't draw it exactly to scale because it's kind of closer down here than it is up here. But now we've gone from 0, 1, to 2 on the number line.
Okay.
And we have about 1.5 and about 2.
Okay.
As another benchmark place to put those fractions. Now what we're going to do, is turn 2 of these over at the same time.
Oh, this is getting complicated.
It's getting a little harder, but that's what we want. We want to increase kids' skill.
Sure.
So I've got a 2/3 and a 3/5. Okay, if I put those two together, and notice they both are still proper fractions. My numerators are smaller than my denominators.
Yes.
This one is a little bit more than half, isn't it?
Right.
And this one's almost
Way more.
It's between half and a whole.
Yes.
Okay, so if I put 2 of those together, I'm just a little bit more than I'm almost to here with this one. But then I'd be another half again. So would I be closer to 1, or would I probably put these two, if I was adding them together, here.
Oh, so you're chunking them together and say these two together, their value is
Right.
somewhere in this ballpark. So
And
it's kind of estimation
I'm
too.
still
right?
estimating because I'm not asking them to find common denominators.
Right.
I'm not actually asking them to work out
Break
the
it down
problem.
and add it up and that
Right.
sort of
I'm
thing.
just trying to help them understand that if we put these two together,
Okay.
about where would we be on that number line between 0
It gives,
and 2?
gives you a sense of the values of each one. Okay, cool.
Your turn.
Oh boy, this is scary. Oh, I got a 1. That's easy
That's
enough.
good. 2 over 2 gave you a 1.
Okay,
So
what's this guy?
Oh,
wow.
look at that.
This is a no-brainer, right?
That one you've got there because you got a 5 over 5 and a 2 over 2. You've
And
got
they are
exactly 2.
2 together.
Absolutely.
And it would have been 1 the last time when we just stacked them up, but now I've got 1 and 1. And I guess what you did is put them side by side.
Because we were
like that.
adding,
Uh-huh.
absolutely. I
So
mean, some way
there
they
you
know that they
go.
fit right
And then
there.
they add up to 2. So that's pretty clear cut.
That you had a lucky draw there.
Phew.
I'm proud of you though.
Hey, I figured it right out.
You're starting to like this math stuff,
It's
aren't
fun,
you?
yeah. Fractions I dig. I
That's
don't know
cool.
why. I like them.
Well, I'll tell you what. A lot of students have trouble with this, and
Yeah,
so
my kids struggle. Yeah,
again, I think anything we can do with them at home to help them out, it's a great way to do it.
absolutely.
And another use for your dominoes.
Yeah, and I love to play dominoes. So it's just one more thing. It's hey, while we're at it, let's do this.
Let's
little
do this
game,
little math
you
game.
know? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope somebody can take this back and use this with their kids tonight. And we thank you for joining us again for Just Desserts. There's more information about Just Desserts on My Kids Turn. I'm having a cookie.
Oh yeah.